had an experience some years ago. I think it was in 1990, August of 1990. It happened to be with my wife. We had the good fortune of spending 6 days in the Boundary Waters together, and it happened to fall over her birthday, which is August 8th. And I had so many times decided to thwart a long portage, walking upstream and making our own little route out of the day. We were boarding a 300+ rod portage, which was a pretty extensive portage, and so I thought we could take some time off of it. She wasn't real comfortable with that situation, but we agreed to follow on and do it. And we happened to be going upstream on the Basswood River instead of down. Upstream, and I didn't realize that until we kind of gotten into it and committed. But the portage consisted of pushing the canoe up a series of small falls and kind of lining around some rapids. We made our way, at some points had to take bags out of the canoe and fishing rods and whatever else miscellaneous gear that we had, and make our own paths through the woods. It's proved to be pretty tough, as you know, if you spend some time in the Boundary Waters. It's pretty thick forest. And as we made our way through, I'd go up maybe 50 rods or so, and with the canoe, and then come back and see how Amy's progress. Was. We probably spent 3.5, 4 hours. When we started this adventure, it was right around lunchtime. So 2 hours into it, the frowns and the long faces started to show up and remind you that it was her birthday. And as we neared the end, the tears started to flow a little bit. And when I'd come back and I'd reassure her and try and say, "Come on, honey, this is a good." Day, any day in the Boundary Waters is a good day, no matter what the adversity or intensity it is. we showed up toward the headwaters where the river begins from a larger body of water, we just finished kind of come out into the opening. There was a lot of relief and kind of soothing wounds in the water, kind of scratched up and so on and so forth. We were just sitting silently and just kind of soaking it all in. We rested before we make our way. Out into the big water and find a campsite, and it just seemed like, oh man, we might have wasted a whole bunch of time. And all of a sudden, we started to hear some ruckus and racket coming from what looked like an old overgrown beaver lodge off to the side of this little nook where we were sitting, and we started hearing these little chattering sounds. Sure enough, the grass was moving, and we both were keenly interested in what was going on there. And all of a sudden, some otters started showing up, moving around and frolicking, literally playing with one another on top of the beaver. Lodge around. They didn't know we were there at first, and then we kind of decided we started moving around, and they realized we were there, and didn't seem fearful or intimidated by our presence at all. We couldn't have been more than 30 yards away from them, pretty close to them, so we could watch them. So we decided it was time to move on, and we had some really, we kind of felt like that was a neat way to end that trying experience. And as we loaded the canoe, the otters kind of really watched us. Made a few more noises as we were putting things in. Got in the boat, kind of eased our way over closer. We were able to get a couple photographs, which was really still have. And the bay was sort of a long, narrow bay. As we paddled, we weren't in any hurry. We knew we were going to find a campsite. The sun was starting to set. It was really quite peaceful. And as we paddled, we continued to look back and watch the otters, and it was just amazing. The three of them, it was as if they were escorting us out of the bay and kind of saying farewell. Three, if you've ever watched otters swim, it's like a periscope. Their head sticks up and they just kind of move along. All three were right next to one another, kind of swimming along. We paddled real slow. We weren't in a hurry because we were just marveling at this. Experience, and I'm not sure why it was happening, but happy by it nonetheless. As we just about turned around the corner, we looked back and there was a big sloping piece of granite or rock of some sort that was there. The otters all climbed up on that, and three of them sat. The three otters that were watching us sat and just kind of, it was like they were just watching it. If they had, the will to do, they were saying, "Have a good day. Let the rest of the day be what it may and be good." So we turned around the corner, and sure enough, there's a gorgeous campsite right there. We had everything kind of all laid out inside. And we decided to put up the tent. As we do, we kind of get everything dialed in first, and then worry about dinner after that. And she said, "I'm going to go get some rest." And went in and took a rest. Right about dusk, when the mosquitoes started to really come out, I had packed a brownie mix. Packing of food, and thought, I'm surprised you're making a little cake, brownie, quasi cake kind of thing. And as I thwarted mosquitoes and tried to make this cake on a sputtering stove, and a little fire on top of the pot lid, and baking kind of thing going on. I was just absolutely overwhelmed by mosquitoes. It was just one of those nights where mosquitoes are just